Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Evening. Look at that. You know, I get so carried away. I talk to Wayne every night right before the show starts, and sometimes he just gets me cracking up. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go, right? You're going to be giving me the rap in 30 minutes, and he just gets me laughing, and I can't even focus on what I'm doing. But let me say this, welcome, and thank you for stopping by what is now the 378th episode of the number one rated show here on IPMNation.com. Let me adjust my hat. Soon, I won't be wearing one for a whole lot longer. But in any event, welcome to the number one rated show. 378 is the episode right here on IPMNation.com. You're in to All Natural Being, and as you just witnessed, the gong heard around the world. It's a real gong, not a sound effect. Not that I even know how to cue a sound effect, but you get where I'm going with this. Broadcast as it happens, thanks to our good friends at Telestream's Wirecast. So whether you give the show a thumbs up or a thumbs down, you got Telestreams. That should be their name, Telescream. I love that. There to applaud or to blame. Either way, right here on IPM Nation. And now we're multicast live on Facebook, as you know, if you're watching the video here in the thread. Also over on All Natural Being and our Brian Brawdy app as well. But however you come to hang with us, we're always pumped to have you live from the Transitional Radio Uplink. I like that, huh? The Transitional Radio Uplink here in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, with rebroadcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio. For those of you listening on Spotify, thank you so much. YouTube, you know, all the usual suspects. We're very glad to have you here. Soon, though, not to be on Twitter, right? You just have to find some other way of watching us is our goal. Greetings wherever you are, here in the garden of the mortals, the labyrinth of life itself. This is your shot at running the table, at leveling out. You don't need any permission. This is your shot at leveling out. Guess what? As you see fit, right? Here's your chance to be mouth-watering to yourself once again. And it's in your blood. Now, all you and I have to do is figure out a way of getting your mind to remember who you ultimately are. And that's why we're here to be your amnesia buster. Your friendly blue force when it comes to some of your forgetfulness. Always putting your heart's highest priority top of the list. That's our goal each and every time we're live here. Reinstalling and reinstating, that's another goal that we have. The true wit, wisdom, and the, dare I say, the wallop of your inner whisper. Rebooting your robust, finding your ferocious, commencing your counterpunch. You have every right to a counterpunch, all in time, to be able to stand and out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate can deal us on a daily basis, and for once and for old good golly, to bring your own bold. But before we hit it this evening, hello to my friends here in the United States and Canada, Mexico, my good friends in the UK, my family in the UK as well, good friends in Ecuador, China, the Philippines, Brazil, India, Australia, Germany, Italy, France, Nigeria, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Belgium, Sweden, Israel, South Africa, Egypt, Puerto Rico, Kenya, the Netherlands, Iran, Colombia, Greece, Ireland, Argentina, Peru, Austria, Poland. To those joining us from all over the globe, it really is, it's just humbling. It's an honor, and it's great to have you with us. I truly am fired up to be driving your bandwagon, to be your biggest fan, to be your virtual hitchhiker if you're out and about and on the go. And as I say all the time, I love riding shotgun because it means I get to hang with you. So what are we waiting for? Here's our chance. Oh, I forgot to wear my t-shirt tonight. Here's our chance to mortal up. It's time to love the way you think. It's time to be your all-natural being. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors, and I've got so much to talk to you about tonight. Very exciting. I didn't get much of a chance to mention it last evening, or at least we did in the close, and then I've got some good news about that. I got a really cool package today in the mail, which I've just been counting down. I don't wear a watch, right? I should be looking at my phone when I say that, but counting down until this arrives. I want to tell you a little bit about that this evening, and then obviously we'll also hop over into the thread, see what's going on there. Thank everybody for hanging out. Let me make sure I hit the right buttons. Hey, that looks good so far. Wayne isn't texting me, as you know. From time to time, I'll get text from Wayne if I'm doing it wrong. So I go there. I got the volume turned all the way down. Do you have to tune a gong? I don't know. What is it? What was the old album? You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Good evening, Jamie. Good evening, David Ray. Hope you're doing good, brother. Good evening, Henry. Thank you so very much for joining. Joseph, greetings and salutations to you as well. Marie, thank you so very much. Wayne, hello once again. How do you all? Right back at you. We are talking Brian here. Tuning? I know, right? Oh, but hey, you know what? What a great segue. You'd think maybe Joseph and Wayne conspired on that segue, but I don't know if there was any talking today. But here's what I did have. And I forgot to ask him if it's okay to use his last name, so I'll just go first name. Eric was here. A professional, not like me, not a hack, a professional, full-time professional audio engineer, came in, tweaked everything, well, actually tuned, right? Told me how to pull that up and do this and that. So Wayne's right. We're talking about Brian. There's no way he learned how to tune anything. Well, guess what? Today, I did, because I had a professional here, and he walked me right through it and said, okay, well, did you know about this? Did you know about that? You know, as I've mentioned before, and he said, well, here's the gain. And I thought he was talking about a laundry detergent. So I really, you know, and then I said gate, and no, it's not gate, it's this and that. So I got a really great an hour lesson into really just using my own gear. So let me say this. For everyone that's put up with me through now 300 and some odd, 70 some odd episodes, not knowing the right way to do the audio, I owe two people thanks. David Ray Bowman and a friend of his, and I forget David's friend's name, and I'm sorry, right? It's the amnesia. I forget David Ray's friend, but he just said, hey, DBX 286, that's all I'm saying. And then to Eric, and once I get Eric's permission, I'll mention his last name because he's a bigwig here in the Columbus area. And so I owe a thank you to the two of them and to apologize to all of you all if you've been listening to the audio and it hasn't been quality audio. Then I'm hoping that we're finally getting great news. I've already taken pictures, Henry. They're on their way. So I now have Steve. Thank you, David. David's friend Steve was the first one to kind of clue me in. So I'm learning in like Bill Murray. What was that movie? Baby Steps? Richard Dreyfuss played the psychiatrist. What about Bob? I'm like Bill Murray. I'm learning in Baby Steps. It goes to 11. Very nice. Thank you. You are, and you're most welcome. David Ray, I appreciate everything you've done to kind of take me under your wing and go, hey, Bri, did you think of this and think of that? Candace, good evening. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. So yes, today, very excited, professional sound engineer, gave me some suggestions about some other things we can do. And believe me, I took very copious notes. I had 3x5 cards. Let me see. This is one of them right here even. Filled them all out with you can't see, but filled them all out with everything that he had to say, oh, well, add this and add that. Speaking about adding, let me add that. So I'm very excited to have learned from him. Spinal Tap reference. Well, of course it is, Jamie. Oh, and also I promised I would make mention to this this evening as well. So if you tuned in last night, and if you didn't, then I'm going to catch you up quickly tonight. On the 14th, which is what now, like 10 days away, I go back in for what is hopefully my final brain surgery. So what's going to happen is I'll go in early the morning of the 14th. I'll have this shunt pulled out of me. And yes, I saved the plastic bag. Everyone was wondering, well, what are you going to get that shunt put into? How are you going to make that work? Well, I bought an extra long baggie that I'm going to put my name on, right? It's going to be tucked in to my schmuck, or my gown, whatever it is. So the doctor will just pull it out. And then my nemesis for the last 2 years, my shunt, will go right into this bag. Kathy, hello to you. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for tuning up, Brian. Joseph, if you only knew the double meeting, there's plenty of times I'll bet you people wanted to tune me up. Wayne will get that, being a street thug the way he and I are. Is there anything left? I don't know, right? Oh, talent, Henry, right? There could be some talent left. I could learn how to be better at doing this radio thing. I could learn, as we discussed last night, through homeschooling. There's probably some of that left. But in any event, leading up to the big surgery is going to be the big recovery, right? But I'll still get the shunt so everyone can see it. Now, as a part of that recovery, and I know you're thinking, well, what are you going to do to recover? Here's one thing I know. I'm even in the position to have this shunt removed because of some of the things that I've done over the last 8 months. And we'll be talking about that as we go. You're welcome, Wayne. You're pondering that, huh? You and I being that way, you're pondering that, are you? Well, okay, I'll let you ponder a little more. But in any event, there's some things that I've done. There's some different things that I've taken. Good evening, Blair. Thank you for joining us. Saw a picture of your new digs. They're looking pretty cool. Blair, I got to tell you. Thank you, brother. So I'll be over the days and weeks ahead talking about, why the water is so important to me, the hydrogen is so important to me, some of the potions from Maui Jim, the different things that I've used to be able to heal. But then most of it has come from the fact that my doctor said, look, if you could heal your immune system, and I was thinking about you when they said this, if you could heal your own immune system, and by that, you just give it the day off, you give it the weekend, right? Say, oh, I got the inflammation. You just take off and go on your own. If you could get to the point where your own immune system wasn't constantly battling all the little pop-ups, right? All the little inflammation in your body, we think your inflammation will be to the point where your immune system is going to be able to clean house. It's most certainly going to be able to help repair the hole in your head. It'll be that where it's true. But in any event, right? You get where I'm going with that. Good evening, Kenneth. Thank you. Bring your own bag. Yes, I'm bringing BYOB. Stands for bring your own bag. I like that. Well, I'm going to bring both, my bold and my bag. Jamie says, let's hear about that spider, the spider and special oils. Yes, a little bit of that. So over the days and weeks, I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. But so as not to get carried away tonight, the takeaway is be your immune system's new best friend, and I think you'd be stunned, right? It literally helped me to heal a hole in my brain, a hole in my dura mater that was leaking all this spinal fluid out of me. Well, the certain things that I've done, that certain, just some of the things have helped get me to the point where they can pull the shunt out now because they said, hey, the hole in your head, it's spackled over, right? When I said that I wanted some little, that spray seal stuff, right? They said, well, whatever you're using, it worked. So we're going to be talking about that. But also the point is the moment I get out of surgery, I'm going to initiate a 21-day water fast. Now, I know you're thinking water fast. How are you going to say no to, the pies and the cakes and this and that? I've got the freshman 15, or as Ashley calls it, the tumor 29, if you listen to her. But so I'm going to go on a water fast, not because I'm terribly worried about the way I look. I mean, look at me, right? I got more scars than Frankenstein on my face. That's why I say I have a face for radio. But what I've learned in doing all this studying is that nothing jumpstarts your immune system. Nothing causes it to bring its own bold in your defense, like not giving it all kinds of things to have to do based on the food that you eat. So yes, you could cut out sugars, you could cut out carbohydrates, you could cut out all these other things. Thank you, Blair, as you are to me as well, brother. I appreciate you very much, and all the different things that you've taught me, Blair. Thank you very much for everything in getting us to episode 378 or 379. Thank you very much. And all the good people at Telestream's Wirecast. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a 21-day fast. And I'm very excited to announce, and I'm going to bring him on the show so you get a chance to meet him, but I have like a professional, right? A real professional personal trainer / chef named Derek. And once he confirms to be on the show, then I'll go ahead and I'll give you all of his contact information. But he's agreed to kind of like take me under his wing. So as I start to battle back, right? Because they're going to put a plug in, they're going to pull this out and plug my brain and plug my skull and do all the rest of this stuff. So I've got a personal trainer / chef who's going to work with me through not only through this 21-day water fast, and what I thought I would do if it was cool with everybody here in the thread, every so often I'll mention, oh, here's what I did today or what I didn't do today, or here's how it's going. So with New Year's approaching and you go, yeah, you know what, I've contemplated. Of course, you'll have talked to your doctor first, right? You made sure that everything's good. And if you've ever contemplated a water fast, then you'll go, hey, I'm just going to learn, see what some of the ups and downs for Brian, what it was, how it worked. So that's what I'm here to announce, is that following the surgery on the 14th, I will be going straight into a 21-day water fast and working with Derek to really dial in everything else that I need to aid in my recovery. All right, so before we get ready to open the phone lines and take some calls, I want to get back to the package that I received in the mail today and what I was so excited about. I had an opportunity to hang out with my friend Kenneth not too long ago. We've interviewed him about window armor, and we'll talk about that in the days ahead because of some of the other things that I want to be working on to help, right, to make sure that we can protect our children when they go to school. So we'll be talking about that. But I met another really cool cat while I was there, and you ever stumble across a product and you go, yeah, you know what? It's just tight. It's just bold. It just looks like it'll do its job. So I met this guy from a company called Nightlock. And of course, they do locks for secondary security for school doors. They do all kinds of things. But what I didn't realize until I did some of the research, right? And then I was out today on the road. And then when I got back, my box had arrived, right? So what I thought I would do is that, in case you don't know, Nightlock also has features for the home. So that you can, if it comes to protecting your front door, your garage door, your side door, whatever it is, you deploy, if you will, or you install Nightlock, and then you don't have to worry about anyone kicking your door open. So I was very excited, can't wait to do the installation and start down that way. And here's a bit of the personal note. Why I'm so excited about that is that I can tell you from a couple of years now of being on my back, and most certainly after these brain surgeries, one of the biggest fears I have is not being there for my ability to protect my family, right? If something happens and the like. So now with Nightlock, I'll be able to secure the doors, so I'm not worrying about anyone kicking in the door during the middle of the night. And it's just a little bit of peace of mind when I fall asleep. And, I've got all the, we talk about the usual suspects every night in terms of iTunes and Spotify and iHeartRadio. I've got the full, dare we say, arsenal, but right, I've got the full ability to make sure that, I'm keeping the bad guys or the bad girls at bay during the evening. But now with the home version of Nightlock, I can fall asleep knowing that I've really gone that extra step. So I'll be installing these and everything else, but I just thought I would mention, I think the name of their company is Nightlock, Nightlock. But when I look at it as a sentinel, someone to kind of watch over me while I'm sleeping, I think they should have spelled it Knight lock, like a knight locking your door for you. So I was very excited after a long trip home, just a lot of traffic as well. I was very excited to see the package had arrived, and so I'll work on putting that all together. And again, it gives me a little bit, knowing that I'm going to be down, knowing that I'm going to be flat on my back, it just gives me a little bit of added protection, added peace of mind. So thank you very much to Jason and the good folks at Nightlock. I can't wait. And we'll have him on at some point. I'd like to have a joint show sometime with Ken from Window Armor and, of course, Jason from Nightlock to talk about what they're doing to secure school classroom doors, But this one, it was just like, I was like, oh, wow, this will be great. So now I can't wait to get them installed. So that should pretty much cover, let's see, we covered the 14th being the surgery. We covered Derek being, and I can't thank him enough. To have a certified personal trainer and a chef go, all right, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And for the first 21 days, it's going to be kind of easy. Right. And not even Christmas yet. I know. You know what, Joseph? You're absolutely right. It's kind of like a Christmas gift I got myself. Not even Christmas, but it did arrive today. So I was also saying that it's kind of easy for Derek for 21 days. He's like, you're drinking water. So the chef part won't come in quite a bit, I would imagine, over those 3 weeks. But the personal trainer part will come into it pretty big time. So we'll be looking forward to that. All right, this evening, I know we're going to get a call from the incomparable Henry Noel when it comes to talking about what's on Thinking Re-Envisioned this evening. But leading up to that, I've thought a little bit about today, right, as we've talked about building and as Kenneth says, I'm a fan of Nightlock's products. Well, I actually learned about him from Kenneth because as a school superintendent, this is what he uses in his schools, right? So I thought, well, if it's good enough for the classroom, I need to be able to set up something that will guard the doors during the night. All right, let's see what we got going here. And then we go like this. Good evening. Who is this, please?
Well, you got the right button.
I did get the right button. Yeah, but you know what? So I'm also working on making sure that you don't sound too tinny. So I hope everyone will go,
Well, I have a tinny voice. I mean, good luck.
Yeah, no. Well, you are calling in from all those degrees south of the equator. But Henry Noel, Thinking Re-Envision, congratulations on the quick rocket to the top of the charts on IPM Nation. Jason, hey, and I was just bragging about your stuff. Brother, thank you very much. I'm very excited, Henry, about Nightlock. The only thing I'll say before I get you to answer my question is that, Jason, I think it should be KNIGHT, right? Like Nightlock, like there's a big armored knight standing in your door wherever you have it. So, but let me just say, between us, chances are pretty good they're not going to rewrite their logo and all their printing and everything else. So don't look for KNIGHT lock anytime soon. You can just look for Nightlock, a standard spelling, and you'll go for there. But Jason, thank you so very much. I'm super fired up about it. So Henry, what are we talking about tonight on Thinking Re-Envisioned?
Well, I kind of thought I'd throw out just the realization that we just got through with a whole bunch of elections, and regardless of what side everybody's on, there were billions of dollars spent on this political campaigns,
right?
And since 2/3 of the contributions came from 1/4 of 1% of the people, I'm just kind of curious if everybody feels like they're being represented.
Oh, I think I am. I've said it all the time, right, brother? It's just like, really, dark money, light money, this money, that money. So I've gotten to the point anymore where I go, yeah, you know what? You got to do what you can in terms of your family, your close friends, your acquaintances and the like. You just got to bring your own bold. My opinion is we can't always look to the government or other, societal institutions to be able to help us. You got to throw some skin in the game, right? You got to be responsible for your own wherewithal, the human wherewithal, which I think is truly amazing. So I'm excited about your show. Now, let me ask you, because I know Wayne's going to be counting down. You're going to have to leave here in a little while. Have you come up with any answers? Like if what did you say, 1/4 of 1%, like donated all of the money, basically? Have you come up with some answers? Like, are you lifting the veil tonight on Thinking Re-Envisioned? Like, are you going to break some news for us?
It's really kind of fun to get everybody to be talking about stuff that we normally don't talk about, that we just kind of keep it quiet. We don't want to get involved in that stuff. And, the big three that you just can't talk about between the politics and the, sex and religion. We're gradually just peeling the lid off of all of this so we can start talking about all of this stuff and feel comfortable doing it. I think it needs to be discussed. And we're just going to do what we can. We'll do our part.
Now, there's a fourth category, Henry, just in. Kathy says, not to be gross, I heard when you do the water fast for 21 days, your poop worms. So maybe there's a fourth category you can't talk about: religion,
Maybe
politics, sex.
maybe that's another plastic bag thing, Brian.
I don't think I have a bag big enough. Right? I'm gonna. What's the call? Hey, wait. Yeah, right. So I'll just go up on my little. I always like being able to get the bullhorn in. I'm gonna need some more plastic bags, right? But I think that would be great. So there's a fourth thing we can't talk about. But Kathy, here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and be honest and tell everyone what I'm going through, right? Because all kinds of people, Henry, New Year's resolutions go, well, I think that water fast is good for me. Well, you're going to check with your doctor, figure out what he or she says. If you're like me, you're going to ignore that advice. But, right, no, I'm just kidding. Who would ignore their doctor? Right? But that's all I'm saying. Right? Just to make sure, right? And Joseph says peaceful divorce secession. Okay. I'm going to need some clarity on that, I'm thinking. Candace gives me, I think that's a smile. Jamie says, maybe Kathy... no, Jamie, I don't know. You should talk to Kathy and say, I'm going to have the shunt here in a plastic bag. That much I do know for those that want to pay attention. So, Henry, you're going to break some news tonight. You're going to lift the kilt, lift the veil, as it were, to kind of identify who... right? Some of these people are that are donating all the big money to kind of, I guess, kind of direct our democracy, for the lack of a better term. Is that correct?
Yep, absolutely will do.
Very cool. All right, I know you got to get ready to go. Wayne's going to, any minute now, will be sending me the eyeballs. So thank you so very much, brother, for everything. Good luck tonight. And I'm sure, or I shouldn't say I'm sure, but have an absolutely great show, as I know you will.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate
it.
that.
And then
Thank
Wayne's
you.
going to
Have a
go
great
ahead.
evening.
See, here comes the eyeballs. He's giving me the clock. Wayne, will you go ahead and throw the link up to Thinking Re-Envisioned in it as well? All right, Henry. Good night, brother.
Thanks, B.
Okay, bud. Bye. All right, and then let me just thank Jason once again, since he said, he joined the thread a little late. Jason, it's just made my day, right? Because as I prepare for the surgery on the 14th, right, and I'll be back to work on the 14th. So the 14th, you carry the 2, 15, 16. Well, I'll be back to work. What is this, night of the 16th? I'll be back Sunday night, God willing, right? And swelling, as it were. I'll be back Sunday night to show you the shunt. Can't wait. And all the rest of that. But it really did make all the difference in the world to know that my night lock arrived because, right, I can't be getting up in the middle of the night and doing Ninja Turtle moves and this and that. So now I don't got to worry about it. Like now I like, okay, is the dog moving? Is he barking? Is he growling? Do I think I heard a noise? Now I'm like, yeah, no, you'd have to hear a hell of a noise if the night lock is compromised. So now, no, crickets. I'm going to get a great night's sleep, and I thank you for that because I'm going to need that as a part of the recovery. I know for certain that's what Derek's going to say. He's going to go, drink plenty of water. I got that covered. That's all I'm going to do for 21 days. And he's going to say, make sure you get plenty of rest. Probably not in that voice, but make sure you get plenty of rest. I'll be doing that. And so, Jason, thank you very much. And I'm hoping at some point, brother, you can come on and we can talk about residential security. We can talk about some of these other things. I think that would be absolutely great. All right. So let me see. Wayne is saying text. Oh, okay. So I don't know exactly, but I've got someone that's come to say goodbye or good night. So we're getting ready to throw it to Mr. Henry. All right, so you can come and say, what are you going to say to everybody?
Hi.
And then what else are you going to say?
Hello.
Hello, and then you're going to say good night. Thank you for and I like those sneakers on all four paws. You're going to say thank you for listening to All Natural Being.
Thank you for listening to All Natural Being.
All right, I think the warden's on the way down. There you go. Security, security. See, you need a bullhorn. That's what it is. I can just go like this. Security, security. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here in time for Wayne to be able to take over. Thank you all so very much for joining us on All Natural Being. We'll be back tomorrow night. If there's, as always, anything that you can think of that you're like, could we talk about this? Could we talk about that? Please drop me a message here on Facebook. Drop me an email or a phone call and the like, and then say, no, here's what I think we should talk about, and I'll endeavor. Love the monkey. I know, so does he. I think he calls it Zoomy. Mr. Henry says, hi, Blyden. Jason says, enjoy, brother, anytime. Thank you so very much, Jason. I'm very excited. Jamie, bye to you as well. Wayne has put up in the feed. Don't forget, Facebook.com/Thinking Re-Envisioned official. Henry will be kicking it off here in just about a minute. But before we wrap tonight, You know, we talked a lot about my immune system and what I'm going to need to recover from this. But I'm beginning to believe, and I have for quite some time now, that you have a philosophical immune system as well, right? Like my doctors say, look, your immune system. Kathy, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Joseph, peace out to you as well. Good night. Love the monkey. Yes, both love the monkey. That's all. That's great advice and all of it. But here's the thing. Thank you, Jamie. What about your philosophical immune system? What are the thoughts that you have that keep you in check? What are the thoughts that keep you chop-blocked? What are those thoughts? We should talk about what we can to eradicate them. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. We will see you back tomorrow evening. Thank you, everybody, so very much. Have a great evening.